Welcome back. It is 1613, getting closer and closer every video to our move to America. So last time we had Brangwine become a teenager, Marie passed away. Both the boys are trying to deal with relationship things, and this year we actually don't have a ton of birthdays. We have Elliot Waldrick, who can't get a 7, 14, or 19 as a toddler. He did not. We have Bertram Waldrick II, no 2, 4, or 6. He survived. We have Beatrice Hobart, who can't get less than a 7. Ooh, Beatrice. And then we have Eustace Hobart, who, um, I guess we're rolling the d20 for how many years he has left. 1. So next year, Eustace Hobart will die. I actually kind of forgot how that worked for a second. And then this year, we actually have none other than our William aging up into a young adult. Very exciting. So we're going to deal with that. And I think that that's really it. We have one couple having babies. Shouldn't they have had another baby already? Maybe I forgot to get her pregnant. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, um, yeah, let's hop into the game. So here we are at our house, and obviously Sophronia and Hughie are much more supportive of Isabella's relationship with William now that Marie is out of the picture. So they are definitely, talking to her, being like, look, if you really like him, like, he seems like a good kid, we'll support you in this, and like, they're not going to say no to a duke. It was really just that Sophronia was so scared that Marie was going to get Isabella killed, and that was a really valid fear for her. Poor Sophronia has had such a tough life. She's had such a tough life, and now that my dog is barking at some other dog walking down the street. But anyway, um, she's had such a tough life, and she really wants Isabella to be happy and safe and just like live the dream, you know? And so because of that, she is willing to support her now that Marie is out of the picture. But I mean, Isabella still is kind of holding a little bit of resentment over the fact that her mother wasn't going to just like all out support her. She's still young, she's still naive, she still doesn't really understand exactly what Marie was capable of. So there is that. And the dog just came over to tell me that there's another dog outside. Okay, so yes, that is what's going on there. And then the next thing we're going to do is have a little date with William to spend some time with him. We'll go to a restaurant. We'll spend some time together. And we're here. I'm going to choose a table for them this time so we don't sit outside, which is fine. I guess it's really not that cold out, but it's whatever. So anyway, William and Isabella are here, and Isabella has some concerns. Like, she's worried that William is not going to want to be with her anymore, actually. Even though her parents have just given her, like, the okay on everything, she knows that there's been some difficulties in their relationship, and neither of them wants to stay at the table. But anyway, so basically, William kind of is talking to her because he loves her very much. He's always had a big crush on her, and he wants to be with her, he wants to marry her and everything. But he's like, look, what happened with Aldith is like unacceptable. Like, you two can't be getting into fistfights in front of everybody. Like, that's just not okay. And you know what? Isabella's just taken after both her parents at this point. But yeah, so she's basically like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't mean for it to get that far, blah, blah, blah. And so she's worried that he is going to not want to be with her if she doesn't have a good relationship with his sister, or even if he maybe is thinking of Marie's disapproval. And now Marie is dead, and maybe a way that he wants to honor his mother, who is no longer in this world, is to, um, you know, not be with the person that she didn't approve of. So Isabella is concerned about these things, and she's worried that William is going to not be certain about marrying her anymore. And so she is actually going to start getting a little bit more flirty with him. She's got a plan. and she is not willing to lose her man. So she is actually going to, continue to get flirty, little touches here, little, sexy pose there, and they are going to actually sneak into the back and woohoo in the closet. So she is kind of looking to trap him, even though he already wants to be trapped. Like, he does love her, he wants to be with her, but I can see where she would be concerned that because of family relations, he might think twice. Um, so she is going to take him back and, convince him to woohoo. And it really doesn't take a lot of convincing because this guy has been waiting for this for years. And he wants to be with her. He wants to marry her. So he is not upset about the whole thing. For some reason, my Sims always reject try for a baby right now, and I don't really know what's going on there. But I'm trying to get her pregnant. It's just not working. So anyway, um, so we are trying to get her pregnant, and we are just going to say that she's pregnant. Someone's gonna go cry in the closet, I guess. But yes, so they've woohooed, and she's gonna go home now, and she's hoping for good news because she wants to marry him, and she wants to marry him now. She wants to kind of push things along. So that is what's going on here. She's going to see, she's going to wait a little while. Remember, each sim day is 3 months. So she waits a little while, and then she, starts getting sick, starts feeling queasy, starts, 3 months is a long time, so she misses her period, and she is feeling good about that. So she immediately, upon realizing, runs over to William's house so that she can tell him the good news. So she is going to come and talk to him, pull him aside. They've been, presumably they've been woohooing for a while now that you opened the floodgates there. But she is going to tell him that she's pregnant, and he is actually really excited about that. He does want to marry her. I don't think that there was anything that was going to prevent him from marrying her, but I do think that he wasn't going to let her necessarily get away with, you know, being rude or anything. If and You can kind of see it in the same relationship that he had with his mother, where he was like, not approving of some of the stuff she does, but he still cared about her and defended her. And so it's very similar with Isabella. Isabella is still 18, is still acting crazy, and so let's see if she grows up into a better woman than she is currently. But for right now, she is scared and she doesn't want to lose him, so she's gonna baby trap him. Also, apparently Tobias died, and that was unplanned, but that's just the way it is, I guess. So anyway, she tells him that she's pregnant, and he's very excited, and he's like, well, we should get married right away. Like, I mean, we were going to get married anyway, but I was waiting for us to get a little older first. And so I'm going to have them exchange promise rings because they are still teenagers, so they can only exchange promise rings right now. So they're going to do that, and they are going to promise to get married as soon as possible, because of the baby. He doesn't want anything, he doesn't want anyone talking poorly about her or finding out she's pregnant and then, her reputation being damaged or anything. So they don't want that. And then we're going to switch households to William's household so that we can do a couple of other things. So let's head here, and here we are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to play with Elias a little bit here, and he is going to be kind of organizing some of their mother's documents and stuff from her office and everything, which she doesn't have. But he starts to come across some like suspicious things. And now we're going with that Marie knew that she was going to pass away soon, but she didn't tell anybody. And so she kind of set some things in motion before her death because, she likes to cause the maximum amount of misery. But she basically left behind some stuff, basically showing that she forged Elias's documents, which is something that she did do. She forged his documents of legitimacy, and that is why he inherited his father's title and estate. And so he is like, oh my gosh, like he's freaking out, right? And so the same is not true for William. You can remember William's father, William, had a conversation with Marie where he did make William his temporary heir, until he could have another child. So William was marked as heir by his father, but Elias was not. What was his dad's name? Luke? Wow. Nicholas? Which one is which? I already forget their names. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so um, his father never actually did that for him, even though Marie kept pushing for it. And then we have William, who Elias and William are close. So he comes and talks to his brother, and he's like, "Look what I found. Like, I don't know what to do." And William is like, "We don't do anything. It's fine. Like, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna make sure that nobody ever finds out about this. Nobody needs to know. Nothing will change. There's no reason for anyone to look into it. It's been many years since you inherited the title. There's no reason for there to be any problems right now. So we'll just get rid of this. We'll burn it, whatever. No one needs to know." So that is what they're talking about. William is 100% going to stick up for his brother. He's like, "Look, everybody knows who your father is. You look like him. Like, he definitely has some of his father's features." So it's like, you know, no one second guessed that you were his child or anything. And so we don't need to worry about that right now. And we don't need to have any problems. Sorry, this might be choppy. I keep yawning for some reason. No, it's probably because the dog keeps waking me up in the middle of the night. Anyway, so yeah, the brothers are having this conversation. Everything is good. We're moving right along to William's birthday and birthday party. So William is becoming a young adult today. So he is going to um, have his birthday. So we need a cake, and then we're going to invite everybody over for his birthday. And of course, shenanigans are going to ensue. Now, um, I'm going to give a little warning here for anybody who, might have sensitive topics, but we will discuss the topic of miscarriage in the rest of the video. So if you're not okay with that, just feel free to skip it. It's pretty much the rest of the video. So if you need to click off, that's okay. For everyone else, we're going to move forward with the birthday party. So we're going to bake the cake. Elias is going to bake the cake for him. And then we are going to invite the club over, because I'm not making an actual event. We're just inviting the club over, and everybody's going to come over. And I still need to find a house for these people. I still need to find a new house for everyone, but that's okay. So here we are, and we are going to have him blow out the candles, become a young adult. Everyone is doing well. Everyone is very excited. He's now an art lover. He's gloomy, he's squeamish, and he's an art lover. Wow. So here he is, very excited to be, a full adult and everything, and very happy about it all. And so, meanwhile, we know that Aldith and Isabella are not getting along. We know that they are not close to each other, and that, in fact, they are enemies. So, obviously, Isabella is going to be at William's birthday party. Their news of their engagement is spreading. Like, people know things. And Aldith is not happy that her brother has now proposed to and is going to marry Isabella. He is not cool. She is not cool with that. She is not happy about it. So she's going to come and try and talk to Isabella, who isn't here for some reason. So we're going to pull her over here. The Sims just never do what I want them to do. And I appreciate that you guys just go along with what I say because they just don't cooperate. So, yes, we're going to call Isabella over. So Isabella and Aldith are going to start arguing because Aldith, frankly, does not think that Isabella is good enough for her brother. And you know what? She could be right. She could be right. But William and Isabella do love each other very much, and William wants to marry her, so she should butt out. But also, Isabella started the fight with her, so it's kind of Isabella's fault. I mean, and they get into it every time they see each other. They did get physical last time, and so the conversation obviously escalates, and so they do get physical with each other once again. But as we know, is that Isabella is pregnant. And so getting into a physical altercation is not good for the baby, obviously. So as things escalate, as, arguments are made and, blows are exchanged and everything, we do unfortunately have Isabella losing the baby. It's still in the early stages, so things were fragile. And because of the altercation and the stress and everything, unfortunately, Isabella has lost her baby with William, which obviously she is devastated by. So she is, you know, been arguing with Aldith. Obviously the guys try to break them up. William is like, come on, you guys, like, you need to relax. You need to stop it and stop fighting. And it just continues and continues and continues until obviously a tragic outcome. So that is going to happen right now. If my Sims will do as I say. There we go. Okay, yes. So unfortunately, Isabella did not win the fight, and it had consequences for their baby. So, of course, William calls over a doctor, blah, 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 but also, like, because he's now going to hear that he has lost his child, he is going to come and confront Aldith and be like, that was totally unnecessary. You went too far. And Aldith is like, she's not a good person, blah, blah, blah. They kind of exchange words, and he's like, look, you have to go. Like, I'm sending you to like a convent or something. Like, you're done. You're out of this house. I'm not going to support you anymore. I'm going to send you away. You're going to be taken care of, but that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life, because that was unacceptable to get into that fight and take it too far. And so he does, comfort Isabella. Obviously the party is over. But William sends away his sister and comforts Isabella, tells her that it's going to be okay and everything, and kind of sends her off with like the best doctor he can find. He's debriefing with Elias a little bit. Elias, they're talking about Aldith and everything, and Elias is like, no, I think you did make the right decision. Like, they can't keep getting into physical altercations. That's not okay. And, obviously Isabella was hurt more out of the two, so she can kind of claim victim status, even though it was the both of them going back and forth with each other. So I wouldn't say that Isabella is blameless in the whole thing. Isabella is the one who started this altercation in the first place with Aldith, but Aldith took it too far. And so Isabella, we can't see her right now, but she is going to, take it easy, relax. Obviously the doctor is calm, and, her parents are finding out that she was pregnant, which of course they're disappointed that she did get pregnant, but obviously, Sophronia lost quite a few children, and so we can't see either one of them, but Sophronia knows how it feels. She does. So she is going to comfort Isabella and be like, it's okay, like, you'll still have a chance. And obviously she's worried because, I mean, Sophronia had one kid survive, just one. So it's really, really tough. So they're going to have a conversation. And, I think it also makes Hughie and Sophronia, it also makes them feel a bit better that William sent away Aldith, because they do now feel like they can trust William with their daughter's safety, and they can trust him to take care of her, unlike, their concerns regarding Marie and that whole situation. And they didn't know if William was really going to stick up for Isabella in the way that she would need to be stuck up for. And so luckily, he did. He took action. He removed the threat, and her parents are very excited about that, and very, not excited, but like, they're grateful, and that's what they expect from someone who would be marrying their daughter. And then, I call Hughie her parent because at this point he really is. He's raised her for much longer than her own father has raised her biological father. So, anyway, we're going to now move on to birthdays. I know that was kind of a heavy topic, but my initial plan was to have Marie still be alive and Isabella get pregnant, because then Marie would have to concede. But um, instead, I think that it's more of an argument. Isabella is just not really getting along with any other sibling besides Elias in the De Mohun family. So that's not going to be easy in the future. They're still Brangwine. So anyway, for birthdays, we have Elliot Waldrick becoming a toddler, Bertram Waldrick II becoming a child, Beatrice Hobart passing away, William de Mohun IV becoming a young adult, and Tobias Stroud passing away. So that is everybody. I did get Joya pregnant again. I totally forgot. I thought she's been pregnant, and she has not, and she's not been having babies, which she should be having babies. So we're going to resolve that. She'll probably give birth at the beginning of the next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part. In the next year, we actually have none other than Isabella's birthday. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm very, very happy that The dog is barking again. But anyway, I'm excited about Isabella aging up. I'm a little nervous. I hope she's okay. I hope she rolls well, but we'll see what happens in the next one.